Hey, it's your boy MJD, and I'm here with your boy
Bad.
Deucey, a.k.a.
Yes,
Deucey
sir.
Bad.
Deucey
And you're
Bad,
tuned into the
MJD.
10-2 podcast,
10-2
baby.
podcast. Yeah, that's what we
And
are.
I know it's been a while since you've
been a
seen our
minute.
faces, baby. So we got to let you know.
You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a while. We shouldn't left you. Yeah. Come on now.
Let's go.
Super Bowl, what's up?
Hey,
Super
know
Bowl
what I'm
weekend.
saying?
Holla at me.
No, for sure, man.
Let's
But we got to
go.
start it off with a little bit of energy, man.
Get
You
it
know, we
rocking.
didn't make it as far as we wanted to in the playoffs.
No.
But, hey, we're
we
here.
didn't.
The day has came. The
Yeah.
weekend has come.
Yeah.
It's time for the big one, the big show, the big showdown. And you got to say it's between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
But before we get to our Super Bowl predictions,
Okay, let's go.
we need to make sure that we also talk about the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship.
So,
All right, man. But starting
take
off
it
with the
first.
NFC Championship, which was between the
taking that.
Detroit Lions
Let's go.
and the San Francisco 49ers. Ding, 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 ding.
What's up?
Yes, please.
The Lions had him, and they let him off the hook.
That's right, brother.
49ers are who we thought they were.
That's right. And you know what else is funny, man?
What's up?
You called it, brother. You said it would be the Lions and the 49ers.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
You
did.
called it, man. You called it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want to
I wish
say
it was
that,
different, but
you know, it was one of them things to where it was like,
To infinity and beyond.
you know, so it was like he nailed it right on the head. And like I said, you know, we didn't want San Francisco to win, but I think me and you both picked them because we kind of
we did.
you had Green Bay as the
Yeah,
upset.
we did. Oh, that was gonna be the upset, in which
Yep.
it kind of
You know, yeah, you know, it was
almost
close. It
was.
kind of you
Come on,
almost
man,
got it
give
on
me-
that one, man,
come
for
on.
sure. But you know, to talk about the Lions and the 49ers, like you
There we
said,
go.
you know, we'll talk about that offense side of the ball for both teams. You know, Detroit started off amazing at first. You know, we thought it was over by the first half, but of course they say that's why you play 60 minutes.
Yes.
And of course it came back and bit them in the ass. But you know, it happens.
Does it?
You know, apparently it does.
Apparently
you
it
know.
does, yeah.
I mean, as many times they
does,
they
it
put the
does.
camera on Eminem, you know, it's just one of those things to where you feel like, okay, you know, it wasn't one of the things that we predicted would happen. I had the Lions. I wish the Lions would have beat them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Of
man.
course,
Don't get
but
me
it
wrong. I
didn't
wanted the
happen,
Lions
but-
to win. You know, that's the team that's been down for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? And then they to have them have the success that they had this season. Man,
Yeah.
you know they had it rocking and rolling. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying?
they
you
did.
know, I mean, don't get me wrong, but when you live by the gun, you die by the gun. That's what happens. You know
Hey,
what
no,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. I mean, if you're going it on that many times on fourth
Yeah.
down, I mean, what do you expect
What
to
do
happen?
you expect? Yeah, what do you
What do you expect
expect?
to happen when you're
It's a
saying, you know what,
50-50
throw
chance.
caution to the wind?
50-50 chance it's a gamble. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? You
Yep.
know, and some people gonna say I'm gonna take it.
And then it explodes in your face.
50-50 chance and I'm gonna take it.
You
You
know?
know what I'm saying? Every time, you know. But I mean, it is what it is. The offense, like you said, was rocking and rolling. They were doing
Yeah.
what they wanted to do, run the ball. They kind of exposed the 49ers a little bit.
Yeah.
It had me like that for real. They're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, they running.
And they got away from the running game, man.
They got to run
Because they were tearing them up. They were doing
Yeah,
some
they
things,
were,
man,
and
for
they
sure.
were doing things that you know that you were supposed to do against them, and then they were working.
Of course.
They were working, they were rocking and rolling. But man, when you get up like that, you got to take the points, man.
You said.
You know you a gambler, but you know the first time I give it to you, okay.
Like you said.
First time,
Yeah.
second time,
No.
it ain't gonna happen again. But no, it
For
did.
sure. I mean, but it was one of those things, like you said, they
It happened
were
again.
who we thought they were,
Yeah.
and we let them off the hook.
Let them off the hook, man. You know
I
what I'm
mean-
saying? You want to crown their asses, crown them.
Exactly. Because I can only think of the speech that you gave in the halftime to tell them, like, look, we're up. Let's keep the momentum going, guys. Let's keep things rolling. And instead, 49ers came out and punched you right in your mouth.
Right.
And they tuck it to you.
And then you wanted. I mean, don't get me wrong. You wanted to set. You want to set the tone of going forward. Hey, if you would have made it, okay. Well, wow,
Yeah.
we be talking about a different Super Bowl.
I mean, but you
didn't.
Yeah,
you
but-
know what I'm saying, and that's the
but when-
name of the game.
when you
know?
lose by what you
When
lose by,
yeah, of course.
you know, and you had a chance to
3?
kick a field goal.
I think 3.
Yeah, I mean,
about
but
3,
you had a
something
chance
like
that came back and bit you in the butt.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things to where it's like,
That one
I mean, don't
chance
get me
just
wrong,
take
he's an
points.
amazing coach. You know, the Detroit Lions head coach.
Inspirational coach.
Yeah.
I think he
He's
is.
an
He got-
amazing
man,
coach
They got
for
those
sure.
guys playing good.
He got some guys. I mean, he took them to places that they never been before. So, you know, are in a long time.
In a
You know
long
what I'm
time,
saying?
yeah.
They even been in the NFC Championship. So, I mean, but it's one of those things to where it's like you practice like you play. You know what I'm saying? And you play like you
Right.
practice. And you know,
That's what happens.
things came out the way. If you don't sit there and you had your foot on their necks, and you don't sit there and you don't do what you're supposed to do, what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
These are professional athletes. They're not ain't nobody giving up, man.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody giving it up. And I mean, Detroit has something to do for their city that hasn't been done for a long time, which is
Right.
take them to a championship
To
game,
the Super Bowl.
to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl. You know, and the last time they won one was in 1967, I think, or something like that.
And those were the championship. They weren't even known as the
Super
Bowl.
Bowls at
You know,
that
they were
time. Yeah,
championship
of course.
games.
It was just the World
I think
Championship
it was,
games.
you know,
AFC champions.
yeah,
and
they were
NFC.
split up from the AFL and then
Yeah, the
so-
American Football National Football
yeah,
League.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So it goes back in
The American
histories, but
Football
you
League.
know they go back really, really far back. You know they were good back then, the 50s and 60s and stuff. But
Yeah,
the
but it
Detroit
happens,
Lions,
man.
it
I mean,
happens.
but what can we do? You know, shout out to them. Shout out to the Detroit Lions, man. They did what they had to do. They made
Yeah,
they made
yeah,
it there.
yeah,
But,
sure that.
I mean, it was one of those things to where it was like you felt bad for him, man, at the end of that game. But San Francisco wasn't going to let up in any way. I mean, they have McCaffrey, they have you know, Samuels, they have. I mean, Rob Purdy, I don't think we finna find out who he is.
We're
We
about
gonna
to
find
find
out
out.
this
We're about
Sunday
to really
for sure.
find out.
We about
man.
to find out this Sunday who he really
Find out
is.
this Sunday. But then again, we might not. It might be a Tom Brady. It might be a team that he just goes down there and they kick a field goal and they win.
They better hope that he don't come out.
It got a lot of pressure riding on him. He
No,
got a
for
lot of
sure.
pressure riding on him. I mean, this is not no guy that's been 4 or 5 years in a row. Hey, I pay my
course.
dues.
I mean, he's proven himself in the
He's
playoffs so far. And I'm just
Right.
saying, but that's so far.
that's so far.
We're gonna see what he's talking
Proven
about this
himself in the
Sunday.
playoffs.
But I
But-
mean, like I said, they came all the way back. Detroit, it was a huge disappointment,
Right.
you know, as far
Right.
as seeing that. But on the other side, San Francisco did what they wanted to do in the
They
second
did. They
half.
did. I mean, and
They
like
were
you
able to
said,
take advantage of those opportunities, you know. And when Detroit
They did.
started getting away from the run game,
They did.
they
They did.
exposed
Yes,
them
they
and they
did.
took
They
them.
did.
They took them to the house, and therefore
Yeah.
they cost them a NFC championship. And I
And-
know
and
that had to hurt because you're up by that many. You're finna bring the city his first NFC championship in forever. You're finna take them to the championship.
Right.
I can just imagine, like I said, I can about imagine what they said at halftime and then what they said at the end of the game. You know, and it's funny because they had George Kittle on the sideline saying, he says, I hope we come back so I can say they had us in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And they came back, and he was able to say it too. They had us in the first half. But, hey, that's the NFC. You know, we finna
Right.
move on to
Yeah,
this
keep it
AFC.
moving. Let's keep it moving.
Let's
man.
keep it
Let's
moving and
You
grooving.
know, 'cause those are
But
past games,
going
last-
to the AFC, you
AFC.
had the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs,
Mhm,
which I had the Kansas City Chiefs making it.
Mhm.
But you know, you had a great game, which it was the chance Lamar gets to prove what he's worth and prove that he's worth
Right, Lamar Jackson.
worth the
yeah.
money that
Let's
they're
go.
paying him worth. You know, because everybody says a quarterback that plays with that style will never win a Super Bowl,
Mm,
right?
mm,
And this was his year to show him that
Mm.
that wasn't true. That you can win a Super Bowl with this style playing quarterback.
okay.
I mean, because when you have a quarterback that has more rushing yards than the actual running back that plays for that team, then I think we got a problem. You know what I'm saying? As far as the offense, you know, I don't think. I mean, that's great. He's an amazing, football player. You know what I mean? But as far as you being the actual quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens and having
Right.
more rushing yards than any running back on your team,
Mhm.
that's good for stats, but that's not good for you.
Right. I
You
think
know,
so,
you,
yeah.
you want to be able to last a long time and play a long time. Look what
Yeah.
Tom Brady did.
Mhm.
You know, Tom Brady wasn't the most athletic quarterback to play the game, but he was durable and he lasted long enough
Right.
to accomplish what he did.
Mhm.
And the way that Lamar Jackson plays is
Right.
what we call head first. You know, he's like, I'm gonna take it to that.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with Josh Allen. You know, and both of them suffered the wrath of, Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? I mean, because Patrick Mahomes plays it smart. He rushes enough to where he gets his team in a comfortable position, and then he goes back to throwing the ball. That's basically what he does. He knows, for example, Patrick Mahomes will know if it's 3rd and 6, and they draw up a passing play. The way I look at it is like he's like, I can get this 6 yards with my legs. That's all we need is 6 yards. I don't need to throw a touchdown pass.
Okay.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I don't need to throw an out route that they're double coverage in my best receiver or
Yeah.
my best tight end. if I got a chance and I go back and I read into my first read and my second read and I don't see anything at that moment because he's good enough to realize that, then I feel like
Mhm.
at that point in time he knows, okay, I don't see nothing in my first read or my second read, boom, I'm taking it.
Mhm.
And uh and that's basically what he does. He doesn't try to run for a touchdown. He doesn't try to run for 20, 30 yards. He just runs for those 6, 7 yards, gives his body
Right,
up.
right, right.
I mean, if he has it, he'll do it. But if he knows he doesn't have it, he'll just run for that 6, 7 yards, get that first down, and boom, your team still has the ball. You
Right.
still have an opportunity to score. You still have an opportunity to put it in position to score. But when you play like Lamar Jackson, which is somebody who sits back and they read the first option, and if they don't even see the first option, they just run.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that style of play? Or what do you think about, the performance they put on Sunday, Baltimore versus Kansas City?
Let me, right. Shoot them off. Let me get the score. Was the score 17-10, right? I want to say is that. Look it up for me real quick.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking on like I watched the game, but you got to understand. I mean, they scored all their points in the first half, and then they skunked Kansas City.
Yeah.
They didn't let them score nothing in the third or the fourth quarter. And it's a pity that they didn't do anything with that Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? Lamar didn't pull through.
Yeah, 17-10.
17-10, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a one play. Just like anything else. There's plays that they could have done. I think it was that fumble at the end zone. The Ravens player, wide receiver, took out his hand,
Yeah,
and it went into the end zone or something like that. He
of
fumbled.
course. Yeah.
That happened. Just imagine he stayed on and he scored a touchdown. That would have been top.
Well, I mean, Baltimore scored 7 points in the first quarter,
Right.
and then they scored 3 points in the fourth quarter, and that was it.
That was it.
They were done.
That was done, and then that touchdown, the fumble, whatever, it really hurted him.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, you can't. I mean, man, you look at that 17-10.
Yes.
I think I rather
At home.
At
At home. At home.
Don't get me wrong. The boys lost the way we lost, but
Yeah.
I would hurt more from a 17-10 loss than just knowing I got blown out. Yeah, I didn't. That wasn't our game, but to know we played our whole game, that whole game,
Yeah.
grinding.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Yeah, like we knew it was over in the first half.
it was
You know
all
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Like, but for
I
them, it wasn't over yet.
Bro,
You still had a chance.
I wouldn't take those losses any day.
Well, that's the
I
same,
wouldn't. But
that's the same thing with Detroit and San
Detroit, of
Francisco.
course.
Like I said, what do you say at the end of those games?
But those
When
games,
you were there, you were right there,
but
knocking at the door.
yes, I mean those games too. It's a whole lot, but them close games hurt more than hey, look, man, we're up because when we're up and then we lose, I mean we come back lose. Right? There's a lot of whys and what ifs.
Yeah.
Man, what if we would have kicked that foot? But no, this game was straight up just grinding. And, defense, you got to give it up to Baltimore. Defense held Kansas City to no points on the second half.
Yeah.
Here you go, Lamar.
Yeah.
You are
Take
our
us to
leader.
the promised land.
Take us to the promised land.
Yep.
And then like I think sometimes it's the pressure, bro.
Yep.
Sometimes it is what it is.
Hey, either
in those games in
either
them
it
type
makes
of
diamonds
environments,
or busts pipes.
right, bro.
It's
And
one
you
or
gotta
the other.
understand. And this cat right here running everywhere.
Woo
I didn't
ha,
see that.
woo ha.
I did not see that. I see them steady in the pocket, trying to read the pocket,
Yeah.
or just trying to be like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
prove to something.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
You
No
have
doubt.
nothing to prove. To play your style of game.
Yeah.
And I bet you if you would have ran off 10, 15, 20 years, you would have got him at least another field goal.
Of course.
There's something going
No,
on.
for sure.
I mean,
But your arm isn't your
the arm isn't what it was, and you thought it was, but you know you are.
Yeah.
Like Warren Sapp told Cam Newton, you're a glorified running back.
yeah.
That's what you are.
Yeah.
You're a glorified running back, man. You run. You
Yeah.
run the hell out that motherfucking ball. Let
Yeah,
me say
exactly,
that. You know,
exactly.
you throw that ball nice. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, for sure.
But when you get that ball in your hands, you going through the tackles, through the 10s and 15s.
And like I said,
you're one hell of a player.
Once he
man.
goes through his first reads, he doesn't
right.
he puts the ball down and he runs. He runs.
And then that's what I'm going to say about that too. I think
Yeah.
we have seen
Yeah.
somebody like him. His name was Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And we see how far he took the team, and we see how far.
I mean, no, you had somebody like him before Cam Newton, Michael Vick.
Michael Vick as well. You know, and don't get me wrong, Michael Vick too. You know, he had his chances.
Yeah, he went to the NFC Championship. He never won it.
No, he never did.
He
never
didn't win
did.
it. He lost to Green Bay, didn't he?
I wanna
Something like that? Or was it? No,
I
he
wanna
beat
say the
Green Bay.
Eagles.
He lost to the Eagles. Yeah, he lost to the
he
Eagles.
lost to
That's
the
when
Eagles.
Don McNabb and them went that year.
Yeah, went
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Mateo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and we have seen a bunch of them like that. But You got to give it to them. You got to give it to Kansas City. They play.
Yeah.
They stuck in it. They made the points that what they needed.
Yeah.
They ended the ball game 17-10.
Yeah. No.
Ooh-wee. I mean, but like
Exactly.
I said, I wouldn't take those losses, man. I would rather take a loss like Detroit or
Yeah, no
whatever. But,
doubt.
but them hard fought losses, knowing man, what you could
Those losses hurt the most.
right.
Like you said, those hurt the most. You
Number
know what I'm
one
saying?
team.
Like, I mean, for us, we expected to make it further than what we thought we were, but we didn't.
Right. Right.
But those losses hurt too.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
Like
do. They do.
but not as much as those losses right there.
No. No.
Not
No.
when you're up by 17 points. Not when you have a home game and you have almost the best defense, you know, and
Yes.
one of the best offense, and
Best
you only
offense.
produce 10 points.
Right.
That has to be disappointing.
Right. Right.
Now let's move on to the big game.
Big game, baby. There we
big
go.
game.
Let's go. Let's speak
Like
it.
they say.
Speak about it.
Let's go.
Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. And somebody remind me, man, on the last episode that we filmed, they said that I had it right, San Francisco versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and I did. I remember calling it, and like I said before, man, Kansas City is that team you don't want to play with in the playoffs. You don't want to play with them. You don't ever want to think that you're up by 10 points or 5 or whatever the case might be, 7, 10, 20, and think that it's over with Kansas City, because it's never over.
Well, San
with
Francisco
Kansas
learned
City.
that in the
Yeah.
last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think
And
3 or
it-
4 years ago.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a rematch. You're
This is
right.
a rematch,
This is a
man.
rematch.
There you go.
And like one of the San Francisco 49ers said, or the coach, he said, we got unfinished business. So we
Do
gonna
you?
we gonna get to see what they about. So, but
Come
I
on
mean,
now.
like for me, what do you see from the offense coming out of Kansas City, and what do you think they have on their side that gives them the edge to win this game?
I mean, if they watch any tape, and they do, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, these past playoffs, couple of teams exposed 49ers, and they showed what they can do. Excuse me.
Yeah.
They ran the ball.
Yeah.
If they give the ball to Pacheco, and when that's the running back for Kansas City, he does what he does. I think they have a nice game.
Of course.
Kelsey, if he gets loose,
Yeah.
goes behind the safety, goes behind the linebacker, and get his balls, and gets open like he's supposed to get open,
Of course.
I think they could do something. That offense, I mean, and who they got, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
The only pressure he got is, damn, am I going to win another one? Dude already won 2 already.
All right.
I mean, what's other pressure than just be that team, other than the Cowboys that didn't that won the 3 in 4 years? You know what I'm saying? This is his third one, going for 3.
Well, I mean, when you go to 6 NFC championships,
Right.
AFC championships, I apologize. When you go to 6 AFC championships, I mean, I ain't saying what more can you accomplish, but you accomplish more than others.
Yeah, you have, and I mean, and that's the thing, though.
That's almost unheard of. That's like, I mean, you're a LeBron fan, so you can relate to it. I mean, LeBron, 9 times to the NBA championship?
NBA Finals.
Yeah, NBA Finals. Now, I'm not
Granted-
saying that's the
granted, he
NBA
won-
Finals,
But granted, he went.
but
one
he
or
won
two,
9
three,
times to the Eastern Conference Championship.
Trips,
And
right.
Patrick Mahomes already won 6.
6.
Yeah.
And I think the record is, New England to 7. I think, and that's one more than Tom Brady if they go next year.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, like I said, they got to run the ball. Let me go back to running the ball with Pacheco and doing what they have to do. They, like I said, 49ers exposed them. Green Bay, you seen them running the ball. You seen them play action.
Yeah.
If they do that, they get them linebackers moving one way and they going the other way. They can make something happen.
Yeah,
And
and I mean,
then
like you said,
Patrick is known for that.
If
Like
you got
said.
the running game, the
They
Lions
got the
exposed
running
that.
exactly.
Like you
exactly.
said, the Lions exposed the running game, and the Green Bay Packers exposed the passing game.
Right.
know?
And then that's the thing about, and then people are sleeping on this year though, and other teams that they had. Kansas City, the offense with Tyreek Hill and all them.
Of course, yeah.
But they're forgetting about this defense that slowly has a nice defensive coordinator. I'm not. He's an old defensive coordinator from New York.
Of course.
Spagnolia, Spag, something like that. He's been around the block. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, of course,
He's done
and-
what he's
and-
done,
and
and
so
he got
has
that.
Coach Reed.
Yeah,
I mean,
Coach
he's been
Reed.
around the block.
And Coach Reed does the offense, and then he lets the defensive
See,
coordinator
No, for sure.
Coaches, the
A lot of people
defensive.
forget he coached the Eagles. He went to, I think, was it 5 NFC championship games?
No, he went to 4.
Four
He went
four
to 4.
NFC
Went to
championship
4.
games, and he won one of them. Went to the Super Bowl and
Right.
lost, of course, to the New England Patriots. But
Mm-hmm.
that's 4 NFC championship games that he went to, plus the 6 AFC championships that he's went to. He's damn near been as much as Belichick.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I mean
And
he's
he's
second behind Belichick
right.
and you know in postseason wins.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean he can be up there if he wins this
With
Super
this
Bowl
one, yeah.
as one of the greatest
With
coaches
this
of
one,
all
yeah,
time.
definitely. With this
Yeah,
one, I
no, for
think so.
sure.
And then in the era with Bill, like you said, Bill Belichick, they got
Yep.
6.
I mean he already got half of that if he wins another
That's what
one.
I'm
He'll
saying.
have
They-
3. Yeah, no,
they
for
got
sure.
6, and then him got 3, so he'll be like the LeBron and Kobe. I mean, issue or the Mike,
Yeah,
hey,
Mike and LeBron
well,
type of
right,
thing.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. No
This
doubt,
dude
no
got
doubt, no
6,
doubt.
he got 3. Whatever.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt,
But
no
they're
doubt.
both nice, A and B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. But like I
course.
said, let's go. Like I said, speaking on Kansas City, their defense is nice. They're doing what they need to do, and that's what I'm saying. That's a sleeper on that. So watch
Yeah.
that Kansas City D.
Yeah.
Might rock Purdy. Might rock Purdy.
Yeah, no
But
doubt.
let me tell you something else, and let me ask you a question about. Let me ask you about San Francisco and all the offense. Let me say, I took Kansas City.
Yeah, I
Defense,
got you.
but you know, that
Okay,
offense,
okay. Well,
what can they do against that Kansas City D?
yeah, man, I see. I mean, you know, when you have, I mean, this is this quarterback's first opportunity playing in the big game. They would say,
That's
right?
what you
And
got to
so,
take into,
yeah,
man.
you
I'm
know,
not gonna
and
lie.
I'm
Go
taking
ahead,
that into
speak on it. Yeah,
consideration.
that's what I'm saying. You
I
gotta
hope they're gonna have to start off running it at first, you know. Then hopefully, slowly but surely, that running game opens up the passing game. You know, I don't think they want to put him out there just like that, just right away and start passing it on him because the Kansas City team that you're playing against, they've been in big games. They know what to expect. I mean, Kittle, you know, he could break off and potentially do something. I mean, but you got a weapon back there, which is 23. You know, you got a weapon back there,
That's
which
the
is
thing.
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
You know, he can play receiver, he can play running back. I mean, he's a hybrid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can do it all. So you do have and Debo Samuels. You know, let's not leave him out. Number 19.
Yeah.
You know, he actually can do all of it. Also, he can run the wildcat. He can run running back. He can run receiver. So you have 2 players that you can use to your advantage. You just have to know how to use them to
How to
your
use 'em.
advantage
You
and
only
how
have
to
one
put them
ball.
in place.
You
Yeah,
only have one football.
exactly. You only got one ball. But at the end of the day, they do have the offensive players to win,
Yeah.
to come out with a win.
That's
You know,
the
they
thing,
do
right.
have the players to where you can say, I mean, because me and you know, we'll get to that, but we're leaning towards the other way. But you have the players to where if they don't come out on top, it's gonna be why.
Right.
Why didn't they come out on top?
Yeah.
Why did they not put those players in the best positions to come out on top?
Yeah, 'cause they
But
do.
you also know that if they don't do what they're supposed to do, then ain't nobody gonna sit there and just take it like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know the offense. They like I said, you got Kittle, you got Debo Samuels, you got McCaffrey, Rock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? Like
The other wide receiver, I forget his name.
they're not coming to mind, but I'm just saying. But like
yeah,
right there,
they
you
got
got
some
you got
weapons,
2
yeah.
wide receivers, you got a tight end that I say plays just as good as the Kelsey. You know, and I mean they're right on the same level. I would say.
Right.
You know, they're not too far from each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Would you say would it come down to the quarterbacks?
Well, I mean,
Is that? I mean, is that a good?
Because, like I said, you got that. It sounds like a good matchup on paper, but one has more experience than the other.
Right.
And like they said, you know, when you do a job, you pay them for their experience.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you pay them for what they know, and that's why you pay them. But like I said, you know, they have the tools on the offense for San Francisco
They do.
to win the game.
They do.
Now, are they going to win the game? I don't know. But I know on the defensive side of San Francisco, before we lean into anything else, is you got Bosa, you know, which is number 97, which is a really good defensive. I think he's a defensive tackle, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean,
Defensive end,
yeah,
tackle,
yeah,
he
good
does it
defense-
all, yeah.
yeah. I mean, he does it all, and he's a great player too. So I do see because you were talking about the Kansas City defense. But let's not forget that you know San Francisco has a good defense too, that core of linebackers, number 54, and I think
Wagner, I
57.
think, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that group of core of linebackers that they have back there, they play at an awesome level. They play at a high quality level.
Right.
You know, they kind of remind me of the Seahawks, the Legion of Boom. You know what I'm saying? Not in some ways. You know what I mean? Not
Right, of
not all
course.
the way, but in some ways they have. Like I said, both defenses are good, and both offenses are good. Now, a lot of people are going to say, "Did you see Kansas City and San Francisco making it to the championship?" I saw Kansas City making it. I didn't know if San Francisco would make it. but they did.
Mhm.
But it was laid out for them already.
Right.
You know, it was right there. You had a home field advantage. All you had to do was win 2 games to make it to the Super Bowl.
Course,
That's
yeah.
basically it.
That's
That's the
basically it.
easiest road you can take.
And you can take
Yeah, exactly. Same thing with Baltimore. But it's who comes out on that end, you know. And San Francisco came out and Kansas City came out.
Mhm.
But now getting to the big question, do you see San Francisco's offense going over 200 yards in this game?
Um,
Talking about because you know you were talking about the Kansas City defense. Do you see San Francisco putting up 200, going over 200 yards in this game?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give him the 200. I mean,
So you got them over 200,
I got him a 250.
250.
I mean, if they could keep, if the Kansas City could keep them in that range, and that's like 100 yards each half,
Yeah.
I'm giving them that.
Okay.
And if they could keep Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, under
Check. Yeah, and check.
in check,
Yeah,
100 yards. I mean, whoa, they doing something.
for sure.
And like you said, I gave it to him.
So you got San Francisco getting 250 on offense. What about Kansas City?
Kansas City just about the same.
About 250 also?
But 250. But I mean, it's gonna be more of a defensive game. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, you know, San Francisco is practicing outside right now, I think, right? You know, I heard there was
I
something
heard that.
going on with the, yeah, you know,
I
with
heard
the
of something like
facility.
that.
Yeah,
Kansas City and
they were having issues and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I mean, and I heard Kansas City's been practicing inside.
I mean,
So, you know,
and then sitting here, I'm checking off the boxes. Who got what?
of course,
But the main thing I'm keep on going into,
Yeah.
which box am I going to check off is quarterbacks.
yeah, and you got to go with the one with the most experience,
Right.
which leads us up to our next question: Who do you have winning, and who do you have not winning?
I have Kansas City winning.
And how do you have Kansas? How much do you have?
I'm gonna
Kansas
take.
City
I'm
winning
gonna
by?
take. It's gonna be a 32-27 game. 32.
So you got Kansas City win 32 what?
27.
You said 32?
Yeah.
That's a weird number.
Yeah.
Well, whoever got those squares out there. You better be hoping. But
Hey,
you
man.
know, I would say
32-27.
yeah. So
I mean, we're gonna. I'm not really into the score. I'm really more into the picking the team.
yeah, I got you.
I mean, because the score could go so many ways.
of course.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
so basically you have Kansas City.
I have Kansas City, but definitely I'm picking them. I'm going both teams going over 20. Both quarterbacks are barely going over 100 and something. I think, like I said, I mean, I could say both quarterbacks probably be going under 200 yards, but I mean, hey, it could be a slug out game.
Yeah, of
These
course.
quarterbacks could be slugging the ball across the field. You know what I'm saying? And
no doubt.
and they could get about
Well-
304 yards, but it could be a low scoring game as
Of course, of course. Well, I got on my end, I have Kansas City winning.
well. Mm-hmm.
I have Kansas City going for 300 yards. I will say 325.
Mm-hmm.
I have San Francisco going over 200, but it'll
Mhm.
be about like 240 yards, 250
Yeah,
yards.
250. Yeah,
You know, somewhere in there. I do have it not a high scoring game, but not too high. I have it 27, 21, 24. Well, we'll just say 27, 24. Make it a
See, that's what I was
yeah,
saying.
because
The scores could be.
last Super Bowls,
Right.
you know what I mean, have been up and down. They've been close, and then they've been put away, then they've been close. So
and then and it could be turnovers.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, with these two great defenses, I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's not going to be a high scoring game, but it ain't going to be a low scoring game neither.
No.
Eventually they're going to get off.
I
but
think it's gonna
like
be
I
like
said,
a chess match.
And I have Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP.
MVP, yeah.
Yeah, he'll win
I
the
give it
MVP.
Patrick winning MVP. I mean, he has to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? I think he knows he is the guy.
Of course.
This is his moment to show that
Yeah.
he is the guy. He
Yeah,
is that.
no doubt.
He is him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I am him.
I am him.
Yeah.
hmm You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? I am. You know.
Well,
what I'm saying? So-
like I said, it goes back to where, this is our Super Bowl special. We
right.
appreciate you guys tuning in to the 10-2 podcast for
10-2
sure.
podcast Super Bowl special, man.
That's right,
Predictions
man.
going on the way. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying?
right, man. And
Big
like
one.
I said, hopefully this will be airing before Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah,
So,
before
you
Super
can hurry up
Sunday.
and get your picks in. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
we
saying?
have fixed the comments section, so we
Yes,
will.
sir.
You
So
are
be dropping
able.
those comments,
Yeah, you are able to
baby.
leave a
You were
comment.
able to fix all of it, baby. So y'all drop us a comment, man. We would
Drop a
love to hear from
comment. I
y'all,
know
man.
we've
We
been
know.
talking about it, but
Yeah,
please drop a comment now. We fixed that
exactly.
situation, man.
And like
So I mean, go ahead and do
like
that.
like you
Right.
said,
Pick
we'll
your
wait. We
winners.
can't
Pick
wait
the
till
scores.
we can't wait till we hit those 50 subscribers, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
Keep on
We're
going
on
up.
the way, man. For sure, man. And like I said, we're gonna have a special prize for once we hit it, man. So we do appreciate the
Yeah,
support.
stay with us, man. We still
For
got things
sure.
to coming,
We
man.
coming, man.
We
We
coming.
have the draft coming, and
Draft
we
coming.
have the fantasy draft
Fantasy
coming too.
draft.
So be on the lookout for all those things.
Oh yeah,
man.
and then before we speak out for the next time, I think we have a little bit better. I mean, we got a new defense coordinator. You know
Of
what I'm saying?
course, for
So I
sure.
mean, maybe we'll talk about that during the
Well,
draft.
yeah, no, for sure,
and
for
see,
sure.
and then
We're
see
gonna have a
what,
few things to talk about.
and
And if you guys have any questions, drop the comments, man. Like I said, we took care of that. We fixed it to where y'all can leave us comments
Yeah.
now, and we would love to hear from y'all, man. And we would love, if y'all have any questions or if y'all have anything that y'all think will be a great topic for us to speak about, y'all more than welcome to drop a comment and let us know. Always make sure to choose that like button. Always
Right.
make sure to hit that subscribe button.
for real.
Always make sure to hit that thumbs up button, man, because we appreciate y'all support. We appreciate y'all taking the time
Yeah,
to
no
listen
doubt.
to us, man, and listen to our opinions and what we think about the game.
Yeah.
And we would love to hear from y'all, man, for real,
JD,
because
speak to 'em.
y'all are the reason why we do this. You know what I'm saying? These symbols on our hat are the reason
See
why
all
we
these
do
Super
this.
Bowls, baby,
And hopefully, if everything works out, and we might have a NBA Finals special too.
Yeah,
Depending
we're gonna
on
get into more things. Yeah,
exactly.
believe
We're
that.
gonna
Yeah.
venture out to a lot more things, man. And we got a lot more things coming y'all way. So we hope that y'all stay
Stay
tuned.
with us. Yeah, stay tuned.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We got a lot of great news on the way.
We gotta keep on grinding,
We're
man,
doing
for
big
sure.
things
Yeah.
out here also. So
Boy, doing movies out here.
that's
Huh?
right. We're doing TV shows
Doing
out
TV
here.
shows,
So
man.
y'all guys
be
are
on the
gonna hear
lookout for
about a
real.
lot, and we hope y'all keep your eyes on us, and we hope y'all keep your ears open.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then on Facebook, do see MJD. You know what I'm saying? Keep us live. Don't touch. We gonna be behind the scenes on everything. So
yes,
keep
sir.
a lookout,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Just keep on watching.
For
Keep a
sure.
lookout.
For
Keep
sure.
your eyes open, man.
We up there, man, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
And we want to thank y'all for tuning in
Yeah.
to the 10-2 podcast,
Tell 'em.
man. Until next
Well,
time,
till next
baby. You're here with your boy MJD
D.
and Deucey, aka Deucey
Bad.
Bad.
10-2
Until next
podcast.
time, y'all. Bet.
10-2. 10-2.